Hi guys, today I'm going to show you just a quick tutorial. Never done one of these before, so it's a really low grade quality, thumbs up. This is going to be how to use your Roland SPD-SX as a MIDI controller for whatever DAW you're running. So, first of all, you want to go over to the interwebs and go on this address here, because this is your USB driver and it enables your computer to use this SPD-SX via the USB port. And there's loads on there for whatever you're running. I don't know, probably like, yeah, all different versions of Windows and so forth. Right, so you go back to here. Once you've downloaded that, you go back to your DAW, and then go to your SPD-SX. Hit menu, or get a new kit, whichever one you want. Hit menu and go into setup. So press enter, then go into options. Mine's already there, so use these little buttons and go to option. Click enter. Then at the moment, what it's normally set to is a wave manager, and you need to remember this because if you want to then use it as as a sampler and not as a MIDI controller, and you want to upload samples, you'll have to go back to USB mode wave manager. But if you hit the plus and minus buttons, oh, gross fingers, look at that. Yeah, you want to go from wave manager to audio MIDI, and this will allow you, rather than sending rather than down the back at the computer connection, rather than sending audios, yes, all the audios, rather than sending that down, it will send MIDI information down it. Right, so now once that's done there, you can click exit, which is there. Yeah, or you can just click menu, kit even. Right, then you're back to there. Right, so now what you want to do is plug into here. No, wrong one. There we go. That was awkward. Right, and then this should appear. Click yes. Yeah, and I'm just recording it on my iPhone because why not? So right, let's quickly go to options. Make sure that's there. Yep, that's fine. Right, and now what should happen is let me just make sure this is all up. Okay. Sorry. Right. Yeah. Right. So now select a kit. I've chosen the African kit, and you'll notice there's a sorry about that. That's a marimba, which is on the keyboard. This is how most of you probably at the moment. This is what I remembered it as. Is like if you're on -1 octaves, you're 1 octave below C, so that's your middle C there. This will be your kick, click, snare, clap, or whatever, toms. You're all the way, you're going to be all the way up here with your on your octaves, and you're going to be on your bass notes. So if you want how to get down to your kick, which is obviously where you're going to be playing your drums, unless of course you wanted those notes, then lucky you. Right, you want to go into your kit, the menu even, sorry, and go over to kit, press enter, and you've got these little things here. And these correspond to that. And you've got this number here. This one's at the moment 66. If I go right to the top, this one, that's the lowest one, 60. And what you'll notice is that if I go down to 59, this one is now some kind of bongo sound. 58, it's like, I don't know what that is, a bit of metal or something. Right, so I think, if I remember rightly, it was about 35? 36. 36 is your bass, is your kick on your it's -1 octaves. So you can then assign each one of these. I mean, I normally assign this one here as a kick, but if you click the arrows rather than hitting it, if you've got a foot switch, you can move the arrows to external triggers and foot switches and so on, and you can then assign them to your kick, which is very, very handy. And the reason why you're doing this is, for one, it's nice to jam with loads of kits rather than going, oh, that's the kit I want from here, let's put it onto my SPD-SX. It's nice to just kind of, you can just, the drummer, because I'm not a drummer, can just go through here, go, oh, let's try a classic dub kit. Isn't that awesome? Yeah. So you can do that rather than having to convert everything to audio and put it on. And also, as it's just a sampler, if you want that kind of sound, like, I mean, I don't know if it will come through on here, but if I go to, I don't know what I'm saying, most of you probably already know this. If I go to, kits or something and just go to a studio tight kit, and what I'll do is I'll do the one that I'll quickly just go to the one that I've already. So these ones are already assigned. So basically, not only does the velocity and the dynamics change, it also changes the sound, which obviously, it might sound obvious to some people, but some people don't really understand that. And it does make a big difference if you're, especially on acoustic drums, if you want to use them live, it might be best to go through an external drum module or through your laptop. So I think that's it. So yeah, I mean, I'm not one of these people that know everything. I've literally just spent 3 hours and I've managed to do it. So it might sound obvious, but for some people, they didn't. When I was looking on the internet, they didn't know how to do it. I didn't do it. So it's a quick tutorial. Any questions, feel free to ask and I'll try to answer them. Cheers.